Welcome to a place where hearts unwind, infinite threads that gently bind love and compassion.
Welcome back to
in
Infinite
every
Threads. I'm
line.
your host, Bob.
Together
And
we
today,
rise through
I'm going to talk
space
about
and
something I
time.
think many of us wrestle with. How do you stay positive in a world that often isn't? And more importantly, how do you inspire others to stay hopeful too, without sounding pushy, preachy, or like you've got it all figured out? Because let's be honest, some days even you don't feel all that hopeful. There's this myth that people who talk about love, light, and positivity are always overflowing with it. But the truth is, staying positive, especially in dark times, is an act of choice, not a constant state of being. It's not about pretending everything's okay. It's about refusing to let the darkness decide your story. So how do we share that choice with others without forcing it on them? Well, let's start here. You are not a spotlight. You are a lighthouse. A spotlight says, "Look at me." It demands attention. It's bright, direct, sometimes blinding. But a lighthouse, it doesn't chase anyone down. It just stands where it is, solid, steady, and says, if you need help finding your way, here's the light. It's always here. That's the energy that I try to carry when I talk about love and hope and healing. Not, let me tell you how to fix your life, but here's what's helped me, and if it helps you too, I'm glad. Very glad. You never know who's drifting out there, who's watching from the dark, wondering if it's still safe to hope. Sometimes, your peace becomes their permission. Sometimes your gentleness becomes their invitation. Sometimes your steadiness becomes their anchor. And it doesn't take a grand speech. You don't need a platform. You don't need a sermon. Sometimes it's just smiling when you don't have to. That's a big one, guys. It really shows to people too. Listening without correcting. I have problems doing that. But it really matters. Speaking calmly when everyone else is shouting. Or just being honest about the fact that you're choosing hope. Not because you're naive, but because you've seen what happens when you stop choosing it. I mean, let's talk about balance. You don't want to come off like you're living on a cloud, because people can smell fake positivity from a mile away. But you also don't want to let the negativity of others turn you into someone that you're not. The key here is lead with your life, not your lecture. Let your actions carry the message. Let your tone carry the warmth. Let your eyes carry the safety, and let your presence do the preaching without a single word. I've had people tell me, "Bob, I want to be more like you, more positive, more grounded, but I don't want to come off fake, or worse, holier than thou," something that worries me a lot. And I always tell them this: you don't have to convince anyone to be more hopeful. You just have to embody hope so honestly that it makes others curious. Curious enough to wonder. Curious enough to wonder what it would feel like to live like that. That's how you inspire change. Not by pushing, but by inviting. let me say something I think is important. You don't need to be a perfect example of peace to be a powerful one. You don't have to have all the answers to point someone towards something beautiful. You just have to keep your heart open, even when the world tries to close it. You just have to keep showing up with kindness, even when it feels like no one notices at all. Because you know what? Even if it feels like that, someone is watching. Someone is noticing. And your calm, your joy, your quiet refusal to give up is giving someone else permission to believe again. So if you're listening to this and you felt tired, if you've wondered whether your positivity even makes a difference, I want you to hear this. It does. It matters. Your light matters. Even when no one says thank you. Even when people roll their eyes. Even when the world feels too dark to bear. Someone out there is sailing towards your shoreline right now, and they don't even know it yet. They don't know that your lighthouse is the reason that they won't crash. Guys, I'll leave you with this. Be real, be soft, be steady. Let your hope be humble, not loud. Let your kindness be quiet, but unshakable. You don't need to shine a light on yourself. You just need to be the light. Thank you guys. Thank you for walking with me today on this one. I'll see you next time. And until then, keep shining gently. The world needs it more than ever. I love you guys so very, very much. And you know what I need you to do? Go out and pass that on. Later, Gators. Bye-bye.
Every story, every voice. In this love we all rejoice. Infinite threads, here we go. Welcome friends, enjoy the show. Every story, every voice. In this love we all rejoice. Infinite threads, here we go. Welcome friends, enjoy the show.